California streaming. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it.
You already know. You already know. I walk in the corner with the body screaming.
The first thing I'd like to say is if you're new here, thanks for checking out the channel. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on the bell notifications so you never miss a new video. But yeah, let's talk about the event. Now, the biggest hype for this event is iPhone 13. Now, as many of you know, Apple has held their event today, and I'm pretty excited to go through everything they announced. Actually, here I got the iPhone 13. Apple sent it to me early. Just kidding. These are the 12 boxes. You know, we don't need those anymore. Speaking of boxes, there's not plastic wrapper on the box anymore. That doesn't go too well. No, but for real, we have the iPhone 12 box with no wrapping at all. There's no phone. That easily it comes out. You add a phone. I've actually unboxed one of these before. Please do not check out that video, my first tech video. It's really cringy. We're not going to go back there. Anyway, it opens a little too easily ever since the box has gotten thinner, but removing the plastic wrap definitely doesn't help. Now, I would say if they had stickers or tape or something on it, maybe to hold the sides together, maybe that'd be okay, but I'm not a big fan of this. But anyway, iPhone 13 is almost as exciting as it was hyped. Now, unfortunately, there have been a lot of leakers overhyping things a bit, so we did not see any Touch ID. People have confirmed that recently anyway, so I mean, that's not that much of a surprise. However, we did get a smaller notch, finally. That notch has stayed the same for 4 years now, and it has finally changed, so I'm pretty happy about that. Unfortunately, I won't be upgrading this year. I'll probably wait for the 14 to come out, but yeah. But anyway, let's dive right in. Starting with the iPhone 13, we have the major camera upgrades that were expected. The new diagonal camera setup, which I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like I like it being new, but at the same time, they really just flipped the cameras around. I mean, you're gonna know that someone has a 13. That's basically why they did it. It kind of just stands out from the 11 and 12, which look pretty similar. It's okay as far as design goes. I don't know how much of a fan I am of it personally. Not that big of a fan. It's okay though. However, with the new diagonal camera setup came with amazing new camera features, including cinematic mode, which I believe is like portrait video. That looked amazing. Honestly, when they showed that clip in the Apple event, you'll have to go back and watch it. I honestly felt like it was recorded on a professional DSLR, and the coolest part about it is you can go back and edit the video and you can change some details later on, kind of like a portrait photo, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Also, I was blown away when I saw the new ultra wide camera. It's still a 12 megapixel camera, but the overall noise is a lot better. There's a lot more noise reduction, which you don't know what that means. It means it's not as like almost fuzzy looking. Basically, it's just a lot higher resolution. It looks a lot better. And since the sensor is a lot larger, it lets more light in. So the night mode photos look absolutely amazing on both the main sensor and the ultra wide. So that's a major improvement as far as camera goes. Now, as far as the colors go for the iPhone 13 and 13 mini, we have Midnight, Starlight, which are basically white and black. We have blue, product red, and a new notice, Midnight and Starlight. They basically changed the name for like white and black. I guess it just sounds cooler, which it makes sense. Midnight being black and Starlight being, you know, daytime. I actually think that Midnight and Starlight, those names, probably were hinted in the photo, the thumbnail that they showed for the event. There's a lot of things I didn't even notice in there that actually happened in the event. 800 nits is the typical brightness, and 1200 nits is the maximum peak brightness. That is amazing. It's going to be a lot better viewing it outside and stuff, but that's a big leap from last year. I believe it was 825 maximum. Maybe it was a little bit higher, but anyway, that's a big leap. But yeah, that's basically about all for the standard 13 and 13 mini, except for one more thing, which is pretty exciting. 128 gigabytes baseline storage. That's amazing. And then, of course, you have 256 and 512. That's really great for a baseline iPhone. That was the Pros last year, which is across the whole lineup now. But that is actually really good because it means you have to spend less and you're getting more storage. Like, I know I've personally had that issue with 64 gigabytes. Now, iCloud has helped tremendously. I highly recommend you use iCloud. It really helps a lot. But anyway, for overall storage on your phone, 128 baseline is just necessary in 2021. Now moving on to the iPhone 13 Pro, which is pretty similar to the iPhone 13 except with just the extra Pro features. 128 baseline storage still, but now it goes all the way up to 1 terabyte. So for those of you that take a lot of selfies or really just videos, photos in general, really you just use your phone a lot and you take up a lot of storage. Maybe you don't even have iCloud. That phone would probably be for you. However, the price tag, it's pretty large. Now the prices are the same as last year unless you get 1 terabyte, which you probably don't even want to know the price. It's pretty high. The iPhone 13 Pro's price for 1 terabyte is $1,500, and for the Pro Max is another 100, so $1,600. And if you live somewhere like Canada, you probably don't even want to know that price. It's definitely well over 2,000 Canadian dollars. That's a lot. Honestly, I don't know the conversion. You have to ask Siri, honestly, but it's a lot. Now, what's probably one of the biggest features that everybody's been hyped up about, probably since the iPhone 11, is 120 hertz. We finally have 120 hertz refresh rate on the Pro models. Now, what's really cool about this is ProMotion. It goes all the way from 1 hertz all the way up to 120. I'm pretty sure not even Samsung can do that. If I remember right, Samsung, at least on their S21 Ultra, goes between 10 and 120. But what's really cool is the adaptive refresh rate. Like, as you're doing something as simple as scrolling or browsing through your photo section, it automatically, depending on the speed of your finger, will adapt the refresh rate for you. Now, as far as the colors go for the Pro models, you have the new Sierra Blue, which I absolutely love that color, and you have Graphite Gold and Silver. So it seems to be quite the trend with Apple switching up on their colors for the Pro models for iPhones. The 11, we had the Midnight Green. I don't remember what the 12 Pro was. It was some type of darker blue. I know, tech savvy, forgetting the name of the color, but you know, it just happens. There's too many. And then now we have the Sierra Blue. As far as the iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max, in this case I'm specifically talking about the 13 Pro Max, the cameras are amazing. You have up to 2 times optical zoom out for ultra wide and up to 3 times optical zoom in, which I knew some of you were saying Samsung's got even more than that, but still for an iPhone it's really good. And 15 times digital zoom, so I think that's an upgrade over 12.5 times the 12 Pro Max. And again, I'm talking about the Max. But if I remember right, 2 times is like, I think the last generation of iPhone only had 0.5 times zoom out. I don't know, I could be wrong, but major upgrade for that. Now, I forgot to mention something pretty obvious. The A15 across the entire lineup as far as the iPhone 13 series goes. And this one feature that blows me away is the ultra-wide camera can be used as a macro camera now. So that's basically kind of like what Samsung did with their macro camera on their S21 Ultra. It's really not a macro. I think it's built into the main sensor or ultra-wide. I don't remember which one, but one of those. So that's a pretty cool feature. It takes some amazing photos. However, as far as the battery upgrades goes, the iPhone 13 and 13 Pro series have all got way bigger batteries than the 12s. And get this, the batteries are better than the 11 now. So the 13 Pro Max has the best battery life ever in an iPhone. Before that was the 11, because the 12 had a little bit of a downgrade because of all the new features. They didn't have room for a big enough battery. Well, this year they fixed that, and there's a bigger battery. That did result in the iPhone getting a little bit thicker, but honestly, I'd rather have bigger battery life and a little bit of a thicker iPhone than, you know, terrible battery life like the 12's had. Well, I think that's all for the iPhone 13. Now let's move on to the iPad. As far as the iPad goes, the tech community was actually right in the fact that we will be seeing new iPads. We saw the iPad 9th generation starting at 64 gigabytes of storage. And it's something pretty interesting is it had an ultra-wide front camera. Camera is 12 megapixels, by the way, so it's a much better camera. So it's probably on par with the front-facing cameras on like the iPhone 12 or 13, so much better. And it has the A13 Bionic chip, which is an upgrade over the A12 last year. It'd be a great iPad as far as budget goes. It'd be great for like students, taking notes and stuff, or also playing games and stuff on it, drawing on it, watching Netflix on it, whatever the case might be. This iPad is pretty good value. $329 is the starting price. Now, this is one of the products that came as a surprise to all of us. The iPad Mini. It finally got a refresh, which actually, if you go check out Gavin's iOS World's channel, he actually predicted that this would happen. This is basically a new iPad Air, but it's a mini version, featuring an 8.3-inch display, same ultra-wide 12 megapixel camera on the front, and a 12 megapixel camera on the back. Pretty similar to the iPad 9th generation, but just a little bit better probably. It has a flashlight on the back, and it comes in 4 colors: space gray, starlight, pink, and purple. Now, this iPad has Touch ID and the power button like the Air. It supports 20-watt fast charging with a USB-C adapter just like the other iPad Air and the iPad Pros. Hopefully the iPhones get it someday, although I think it's very unlikely this late. But yeah, it's got center stage like the other iPad. I think I forgot to mention that. It features the A15 Bionic, just like the iPhones, and starts at just $400, which is just $100 less than the iPad Air. So that is a $100 price increase, but you're also getting tons more features. Now moving on to the last product that we'll talk about, which is the Apple Watch Series 7. Now unfortunately we did not see the AirPods 3 this event. I think it'll be happening in October. But the Apple Watch Series 7, unfortunately, the design was hyped too much. I think that's going to be the Series 8 with the flat edges. So it looks pretty similar to the Series 6, but with way thinner bezels. A new sizes 41 millimeters and 45 millimeters over the 40 and 44 from the previous generation. Always on display still, just like the 5 and 6 had. Up to 33% faster charging speeds. Overall, the screen is a lot bigger, so it has a full-size keyboard and calculator now. The price for this is starting at $400 for the 41 millimeter design. And for the aluminum frame, it comes in 5 colors: green, midnight, starlight, blue, and product red. And we also see ceramic shield on the Apple Watch Series 7 this year, so the screen is a lot tougher. But yeah, as far as all the products go, I think that's about everything we've seen this event. We saw some new fitness features with the Apple Fitness Plus, but that's really about all. Some new Apple TV Plus stuff, I believe, too. They announced something like that at the beginning. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss a new video. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Peace.